This weekend, you know, you got the West coming over to meet the East.
The big match is upon us.
Doesn't have a lot of respect for the game.
Fuck the West.
He lacks consistency in his game. Whoa, wizard!
We're committed to the craft. We're committed to the grind.
I don't think it's going to be a good time for people in the Western Conference.
Mid-range will be dialed in. Putting will be dialed in.
I'm not sure I'd ever seen someone play disc golf that poorly.
He can't have a good game. He can surprise people.
You know what they say, driving for show, putting for dough.
The Western Division is not getting in their car on Saturday, driving 5 hours to Buhlow to the east, and gonna beat us. It's not gonna happen.
So when it comes down to East versus West, remember this. Brandon will have the best disc and the best bag, but he won't have the best score. Neither will Jake, neither will Hayden.
I look forward to this challenge.
See you Saturday. You're not gonna beat us. Through 9, Hayden's 1 under, I'm 1 over. Jake and Ryan are both 2 over. Kanan's 4 over.
Hole 10 is 297 feet. It's a par 3. This is probably one of the coolest holes, I think, at Buhlow. You've got a path over the river, and then you have a further path to the left. Hayden likes to go to the path to the left. He throws a pretty decent shot out there. Forehand that kind of is able to wrap around. You can see the pin through that gap just to the right of Brandon. Now Brandon just puts way too much anhyzer on it, way too low, and he is not in a place he wants to be right there. I'm kind of surprised that all these guys from the East, with this being their home course, that they all chose to go that route. None of them chose to go to the river. Kanan, the same thing, same route. Now he hugs way too close to the trees and he gets caught up in them. Now I'm a little concerned because nobody chose to go that route, but I decided I can make this shot. Now out of the hand it was way too high. I was definitely concerned at that point that I was going to lose a stroke, lose a disc, but it ends up turning in there and being a decent shot. Now Brandon overshoots the basket, ends up in the rough out there.
Oh.
Kanan just went from one hedge to the next. Hayden hits the only limb hanging between him and that basket. He finds it. Now I gave myself a real decent shot for this putt. It was about a 40-45 footer. I'm just not able to connect with it. Jake had a really good shot.
We can edit
but
that.
a really bad putt, but he should be able to par from there. Hayden gets his first bogey of the day. That's going to put him even. Jake gets his par. Brandon gets his par. I get my par. And then Kanan's able to get his bogey. So Hayden's even. Brandon, Jake, Ryan +2. Kanan +5. Hole 11 is 354 feet. It's a par 3. Pretty straightforward hole. Over to the right is going to be a big line of trees and a river beyond that. I just want to go straight down here and hyzer it on in. I put way too much hyzer on mine. I wish I would have done a flatter shot.
The hyzer out, but it's down there.
Much better. Would have had the distance I needed. Now Jake was able to throw a really flat shot here. Just doesn't have the arm strength to get it down there. You'll kind of see that a lot in these guys from the East. They just don't have the arm strength to do what they want to do. Hayden just kind of grip locks his, and it just goes right towards that tree. Now, the good thing is that it did hit the tree. If it would have made its way through somehow, he would have been in the river, and that would have cost him a stroke, rather than just a poor shot. Mellon unable to connect with the forehand. And then Kanan throws the forehand way too high, and it looks like it's heading straight for the river. Not looking good at all. Now Brandon really gives himself a chance. I thought he was going to repeat what he did earlier and nail his putt, but it just goes beyond the basket. But he gave himself a really nice shot. Hayden with a good shot.
Jay, come save your brother.
Kanan somehow did not lose his disc. I don't know how that thing didn't go. It makes its way through all that and then just stops right on the bank. But he's got no choice but just to put it out there on the fairway and try to get it on the next one. Jake with his birdie shot. Decent look. And Brandon just, that tree between him and the basket was too much to overcome. Hayden with the easy par. Jake with his easy par. Kanan with another bogey. That puts Hayden even. Jake Ryan +2, Brandon +3, Kanan +6. So this is a little different. We played the first 11 on the purple course of Buhlow, then we switched over to the gold course. We did this because of the flooding out there. It's just, it was much easier for us to just switch over and finish this course. And avoid all the high water. Now this tree, everybody seemed to be hitting that tree out there today. This hole is 214 feet, it's a par 3. All you gotta do is maneuver these trees, which nobody seems to be able to do.
Tree tearing us up.
Kanan was able to make it through there. Little low shot, but I believe he made it further down the fairway than anybody else. Mine kind of just hooked right and never really gave itself a chance. Jake really aired this one out. Not what you want to do on a windy day. Hayden with a really easy upshot there. I went with that overstable heavy mid-range, and I always tell myself, give it more mustard than you think you should. And I guess I forgot to tell myself that time because I left myself well short.
Oh, Scooby.
And Kanan with a really easy shot. His drive was better than I remembered. And I had really hoped I had made this one, but instead of wide right, I had a really weird angle to the left, but I missed that shot. Hayden with another easy par. So me and Jake are +3, Brandon +5, Kanan +6. Hole 13 is 529 feet. It's a par 4. You got this Mando right here. It's triple Mando. Got to go right through the middle of it, not too high, and then you cut over, 90-degree angle, cross this little creek, and then you'll find the basket about 200 feet to the left. Now Hayden doesn't technically miss the Mando. He just went really low and it carried over left. So he's still got a shot where he can go through the Mando because he definitely didn't go past it. Now Kanan went right through the middle of that Mando, did a great job maneuvering it. Myself, not so much. I kind of do a little slip off the edge here, and my disc goes straight up. All I was thinking was keep it low, keep it low, keep it low. Now my shot was a pretty good shot, it's just, it doesn't matter when you miss that Mando. Jake just barely misses that Mando. Brandon's able to get through it, hoping that disc will flip up for him and he'll get a little bit more distance out of it. Hayden misses the Mando again.
Oh my God! It sailed on me.
So we do a drop zone right under the Mando. You can pretty much choose wherever you want on there. We play it like that. I just make a terrible shot, go straight up, super light disc. Wrong disc choice for that shot, went way too high. Shot. Jake made a really good shot, putting him right at this gap over here. He's able to get through.
No warm up.
Brandon's able to tomahawk over the tree line and take the route he was given. Kanan gets caught up in some of those trees over there. He's going to have a little bit more difficult of a shot.
Damn.
Jake makes a decent shot there. He's able to give himself a chance. Hayden probably not in the position he wants to be.
Solid girl.
But it's definitely better than my position, which is way further back. And I had to shoot around. I had a little gap in this brush that I had to shoot from. My only choice was to get a really understable disc, put a lot of anhyzer on it, and get it high. And it carried, which is what I wanted to do, it just carried too far. Brandon with his birdie putt, he just goes the safe route, wants to get that par. Now this is Hayden's sixth shot. He's going to get a triple bogey on that one. I went with my jump putt. I didn't really get the elevation that I needed out of that disc to carry it as far as I needed it to carry.
Texas foot.
Brandon gets his par. Jake gets his, I believe, a double bogey there. Puts Hayden +3, Jake +5, me +5, Brandon +5, and Kanan +6. The Mando ended up being a real equalizer for us. This hole's 323 feet. It's a par 3. Kanan just rockets this one right down the middle, and he ends up right in those trees right next to the basket. Just a perfect shot. Brandon, not so much. You've been seeing that same path a lot with his forehands. He's just, I guess, putting too much anhyzer on.
This looks pretty.
Jake throws a pretty decent shot there. None of us are really close enough to have a really good look at a birdie. I slipped off the edge again there. I really got to cut back on that and
that was good.
Further off the tee pad. This is a pretty straight up shot. You'd rather be on the right side of those trees than on the left side. As you can see there, from the left side, you just don't have a clean look at that basket. And Jake, on the other hand, has a real clean look at it. Hayden unable to connect with his birdie. I'm unable to connect with my birdie. Brandon gets his easy par. And Kanan's able to get his first birdie of the day. This puts Hayden at +3, Jake, Ryan, Brandon +5, and Kanan back at +5. Hole 15 is 328 feet. It's a par 3. You really just want to keep this one low. You want to go right. Those trees kind of just branch out, and the branches kind of go everywhere. So you just want to keep it low and get it in that pocket. Low, flat, and straight.
Come see me, Brandon.
So I am focused on going low. Unfortunately, I just go too low.
That's good.
So it hits the grass prior to hitting the pocket I want to be in. And I end up right where Jake's going to end up. We're real close to each other.
That head went through freely.
We all did the same
The
thing.
wind was ripping here. A lot of headwind on this shot. None of us are able to manage it very well. Jake goes with this big jump putt, just straight into the wind, and it just pulls it hard.
Oh shit, he gonna get lucky.
I throw that heavy mid-range, thinking I'm gonna keep it low and maneuver that wind, and I just end up going way too high with it. Don't even give myself a chance to get under those trees. Cannon just not happy with that shot.
Good shot.
And Cannon's going to give that birdie right back with this bogey. And I'm going to bogey it too. I mean, with the Mando a couple holes back, it really got us much closer than we should be, really. We've all got a shot to win this right now. Hole 16 is 343 feet. It's a par 3. We got road to the left and a pretty clear path going slightly uphill to the basket.
I mean, it's hard to throw it too.
What we do here is go back.
Cannon throws a really good shot here. He's able to maneuver the wind, or manage the wind well, and just kind of ends up probably about halfway up the hill that he wants to be up on. Jake throws a decent shot as well, just unable to get the distance. He's not really a 350 thrower. He's a 280 to 300 thrower. I slide right off the edge again. I thought I was going to hit those power lines for a second, but you know, with this wind, I'm just not able to get the distance I need, and I'm just a 280, 300 foot thrower in this wind as well. Hayden throws his way too high, and he ends up on that road on the left over there. We haven't been playing OB all day, so we're not going to start now. He's able to throw a pretty decent shot, just left himself a little too short.
Not bad.
Jake with his long jump putt, way off to the right. Now I'm pretty much the same, but mine just is lucky enough to roll right under that basket.
Oh,
Hayden, tough break there. Another tough break for Jake. Hayden able to connect, Jake able to connect. Yeah, Brandon really needed to make that one. So we're +5, +5, +6, +6, and +7. Very close. Hole 17 is 170 feet. It's par 3. They kept saying anything could change on hole 17, and when I walked up to it, I knew what they meant. There's a really small window. You kind of see those two trees marking it. It goes through there, to the right, then back to the left. You really got to throw the perfect shot to manage it. Brandon's unable to, Kanan's unable to.
Oh.
Now when I release this shot, I think I've done it. I'm going right down that path, but I throw it a little too high and it hits one of the twigs hanging down and it drops in the middle of that path. At least I've got a decent look at it. Now Hayden just hammers it home. It kind of straightened out there. It didn't go back left like I'm sure he wanted it to, but it was just a really good shot. And Jake, the same thing. His ended up going left. It just got caught up in like a tree before it made its way to the basket. But they were two good shots. Kanan really unable to do much with that. Brandon throws a really good shot here. That's worked out pretty well for him. My shot is terrible. You can see I just hook it and hold on to it way too long and it goes to the right, but I had a decent look at it, at least to get that par, but I'm going to end up with a bogey on this one. Kanan just gets a really unfortunate roll at the end there. This is Jake's birdie look. And he's wide right again. Brandon's able to save his par. Hayden's birdie look. Unable to connect again. And Kanan with another bogey, and myself with a bogey as well. So me, Jake, and Kanan are +7. Brandon and Hayden are +5 as we go into hole 18 in the epic East versus the West battle. Hole 18 is 170 feet, par 3, going up this hill. You got to manage this path. So it kind of goes to the right and then cuts left. Trees up and down the path. When I saw Jake shoot this shot, I thought I was done. I mean, it is just
Pressure's
a perfect, beautiful
Right
shot
there.
on 18. I know he's happy to see it. Hayden throws a great shot as well. So it's gonna. Oh, I guess he hit a tree and bounced it in. I thought he made it all the way on his own, but he got some help from some trees down there. Kanan hits. He just turns too early, hits one of the trees, and kind of goes deep into the woods. Now I throw a decent shot here. It just didn't turn early enough. I guess I put too much.
People don't expect us to be.
Too much power on it for that short hole, and it just couldn't get that turn I wanted. Kanan unfortunately finds more trees. Brandon throws a really good shot here. He's able to get through that window, and he's going to be able to save his par. So as long as Hayden doesn't hit a birdie on this hole, which he does not, him and Hayden are going to end up with a tie for the lead.
Good shot, B.
Now we missed my putt, but I didn't make it. Jake didn't make his, so me and Jake end up tied. Hayden and Brandon end up tied, and Kanan's just one stroke behind us. And that's how the East and the West ends, right there.
All right, guys, y'all are at the top today. How do you feel, Brandon?
I think we all played bad. We just played less bad. I think Hayden and I didn't have any short missed putts. I think Jake missed one for about 12 feet. That hurt him. None of us drove well in the wind. Kanan probably had the best drives. But, you know, it always feels good to be Jake. But in the end, representing the East got the win.
Okay, so early on you seem to be struggling. You seem to finish strong. What do you attribute to that? Just warming up?
Yeah,
weather not being so cold?
Yeah, it was cold, but I think the wind, I was playing bad regardless. The wind brought y'all down to my level, and I just had better mid-range game. I threw one in with the 8-2 from about 150, and then I put it pretty decently.
Okay, Hayden, you projected you and Brandon 1-2 at the top. Kind of happened that way, you know. How do you feel about not being in the #1 spot by yourself?
That's fine. I think, you know, I came out here really to represent the East, and I think the East was represented pretty well. I don't know why Brandon had to take a shot at Jake earlier, but Jake, well, I think did y'all tie? Is that right?
Yeah, we tied.
But I mean, having the East in the 1-2 spot, and then, or 1-1. And then Jake being tied, so I'm just happy the East came out and played.
Did you expect anybody in the West to tie anybody in the East?
No, I thought Jake would beat you by a couple of strokes, so I was a little surprised there.
I thought Kanan would beat you. I mean, you just don't have enough reps. You don't have the pressure. You know, it's different putting when you're playing solo, and then we got Jake behind you watching you.
Well, you saw the results. What do you think now?
You got raw talent. You need to get a forehand to get out of trouble, but backhand's impressive.
Jake, you tied with me today. I'm from the West. You're from the East. That can't feel good.
This was a group thing. Your half, you know, got scared or something didn't happen and they weren't able to show. That's not my fault. The East came out, did what we said we were going to do, dominated. You got in your car, drove 5 hours. The West lost, and the East took care of business.
You're kind of dodging the question. We're talking about you, your personal play. You tied with me. I had just started playing November competitively. That's when I bought my first disc.
This was a East versus West, not a Jake versus Ryan event.
I understand that, but the question is, how do you feel about the way you played today?
Personally, I'm not happy with it, but like I said, this was not a Jake versus Ryan. This was an East versus West, and we came on top just like I thought we would, and said we would.
Where do you think, prior to the event taking place, where would you have ranked yourself in the group?
Number 1, and I'd still rank myself number 1.
And you tied for second after Mellons and Hayden.
Yeah. I had a bad day. You had a good day, and
I wouldn't call it a good day. I just had an average day,
and
wasn't a great score. You know, I left some putts out there. I left some shots out there. Didn't really make anything I shouldn't have made. You know, just solid drives.
Just a good day for Ron. I understand. But like I said, 2 things happened. East won, and I didn't play very well, and that's really it.
I think it's important to remember that, yeah, the East did come out on top today. But we are at y'all's home field that y'all play more than any other field. You know, y'all.
And the East will be coming into the West, and
I hope so. But every time we invite you,
when we come,
every time we invite you, oh, that's too far. We can't do that. So y'all sit over here in Louisiana. Y'all play y'all C-tier tournaments. Y'all play y'all's Buhlow Park, and that's it. Y'all don't want to get out of y'all's comfort zone. When can we see y'all step out of the comfort zone, come to the West, play a course you're not familiar with?
You'll see it shortly. You're going to see it shortly.
Can
the East versus the West is going to be the same thing. Same story.
Can I get a guarantee that y'all are going to come to the West, play at our courses, make the trip, sleep and not your bed, and play us fairly?
The East is going to go to the West and beat the shit out of them, just like we beat the shit out of them today, and that's a guarantee.
Don't fucking end
That's how you end it.
Okay, we'll end it there.
Never gonna break this heart, never gonna live it down. Probably gonna smash the chains and keep coasting. Sure, I'm gonna aim too high. Haven't seen a grown man cry. Pretty sure my friends